This audio blog number 5. I'm Christopher Thompson, giving you the rundown on UFC 158, Montreal, Canada, at the Bell Center. It'll take place March 16th, this Saturday. I'm going to run down 3 of the fights with you. Ellenberger versus Marquardt, Condit versus Hendricks, George St. Pierre versus Diaz. We get to it with the Marquardt versus Ellenberger fight. Marquardt's most recent fight was with Tarek Safadine in Strikeforce. He didn't give a great performance there. He got a loss. He's going to get the chance to fight Ellenberger because McDonald's out of the fight with the injury. So we see how Marquardt's able to cash in on that fight. I think Ellenberger will be able to put the pressure on him. If he keeps the pressure on him, applies the pressure, he'll be able to break Marquardt's pace and make the fight his. There's questions whether Marquardt can make adjustments in fights and come from behind. Maybe have to face a little adversity for him to come up and make this fight his and show everybody that he deserves to be in the 170 class and be competitive. Of course, Ellenberger looking to cash on the opportunity also. He's looking for the wins so he can stay in title contention. I said I was going to do this blog before the presser, but I decided to go back and watch a press conference today first before I put anything on tape, and I'm glad I did. It's the next match, Condit versus Hendricks. Dana White comes out and says that they both look good, so the winner will face the winner of GSP and Diaz. So we look for our next title contender out of this match between Condit and Hendricks. And Hendricks' record is 14-1, and Condit is 28-6. Hendricks has been on a tear. He had 2 out of the last 3 fights. It was a knockout. He knocked out John Fitch and Martin Kampmann, and he picked up a decision win over Josh Koscheck. So he's also on a 5-fight win streak. And I'm looking for him to come out and take to the striking earlier. Kind of think he'll try and stand with Condit for a while, but I think he'll wind up using his wrestling to control the fight, move the fight where he wants to keep it. This one may go the distance if he can't get that KO. So look at him to grind out a good victory there. And Condit, he's 5 out of his last 6 fights. His only loss was to George St. Pierre recently. So in the press conference today, he didn't get any questions. He just sat there and watched the show from Diaz. I'm thinking he'll come out, try and fight from the outside, land strikes, get his ankles set up. I think if he's able to keep it moving, strike, get his ankles, not give Hendricks any time to set up for a big shot, I think he's able to get the victory that he needs. So he get either a rematch with GSP or fight Diaz again. So either way, I think we'll learn a lot about these guys in this fight. I think we'll get some questions answered from their fight styles. So maybe have a potential for fight of the night here. Eventually, I think Hendricks will take the victory, though, by just using his wrestling. So there'll be the co-main event. Coming up in the main event, we have GSP versus Diaz. Winner of this fight to get the belt for 170 class. And GSP, he's 23-2. He's on a 10-fight winning streak. His last loss was to Matt Serra back in 2007. I believe GSP has a speed advantage. Either way you look at it, he's quick with a takedown, quick with his hands. He moves in and out. I think he does have to be careful with letting Diaz get on the inside. Diaz pulling out those punches and bunches, clinching them, pulling guard, little trickery types of things. I think if Diaz can keep him off balance, he has a better shot at either pulling off a submission or getting the fight a little dirty so he can take a victory by decision. Said Diaz, his record is 28, or correction, his record is 27-8. He has only one loss since 2008. He's 11 over the last 12 fights. His only loss was to Condit. And I believe this is his third fight in the UFC since coming over from Strikeforce. So he was very colorful in the press conference today. It was interesting to see him speak, considering he doesn't like doing press. He made it pretty clear that he wanted to come to the open workout, but wasn't able to due to his scheduling, but he wanted to keep for the fight. He spoke a lot about GSP in the UFC. Say accused GSP and UFC of selling wolf tickets because of the way they were promoting the fight. He wasn't pleased with a lot of the things that GSP was saying. I believe he saw a lot of that in the promo fight video. GSP thinks he's going to give him a beat down and go to a dark place and put a beating on him. So he went on to say they'd like to see 10-minute rounds in the UFC besides the 5-minute rounds. Kind of mix it up a little. He wants to know which fighters can go 10 rounds. So I think it's going to be a really good show from them too. I kind of doubted that it'd end early, but you know how the fights go, and hey, it's no guarantee in anything. I do think GSP will get a decision win here. The only way I feel like I think Silva's in a whole other league than the rest of these guys. And I think that'll make the difference on July 7th when Silva and Weidman finally match.